Hi everyone, welcome back to Storytime with Momma Liz. We are going to finish our story tonight, The Swan with the Princess's Dream. I truly hope that you guys have enjoyed it. But we left off right here with the spell happening, and let's find out what happened to our characters. Alright, the chapter we're going to start with is called The Change and Acceptance. A gasp was heard from all the creatures as the new forms of Princess Audra and Diamond became visible. Diamond had full, luscious eyelashes of the deepest black, her eyes a deep, bright blue, her hair wavy black with silver highlights mid-thigh in length. Her lips were pouty in a deep red shade, her face slender with her chin pointing slightly. Her nose was slender with a slight point as well. She had a light blush on her cheeks, and her skin appeared to have a light sun-kissed coloring. She was wearing an emerald green dress that ruched at the top of her rib cage with a solid, high black collar. The bottom of her dress flowed into a train that trailed behind her with sleeves that laid over her hands, barely showing her fingertips. Princess Audra was now a swan. Her beak was a pale yellowish color with red coloring at the base of her eyes. There were white lines that started at the corner of each eye that proceeded to the back of her head. Her head was midnight black, which carried down to the base of her neck where her body started. Her white feathers gleamed in the moonlight as she flapped her wings in disbelief of what she was seeing. She waddled over to the waterline to see her reflection. Her feet and legs were speckled with colors of orange and black, with the web of her feet being as black as her head. All the creatures took turns looking over them and expressing their amazement. Naveen spoke. Diamond, Audra, I want you to enjoy your new forms and be happy in your choice. I think your new lives will be very rewarding for both of you. You are both bound to your new lives and forms forever. I think I speak for all the creatures here when I say how happy we are for you both. Diamond started to talk, hoping no one could tell how shaky she was on her new legs as she replied, Naveen, I can't thank you enough for doing this for us. Princess Audra, you are spectacular. I can't believe how natural you appear, flapping your wings and lifting yourself off the ground already. You are an amazingly beautiful swan. Princess Audra, blushing, replied, Yes, thank you, Naveen. The heavens truly reflected our souls. Princess Diamond is gorgeous. She is absolutely breathtaking. I can't believe how much of our forms have changed to reflect our inner selves. I have never felt so complete until now. So what do we do now? Martin spoke up to answer this question. I think you both go and test out your new forms and live your lives as you should. Go and be happy. Naveen agreed. Yes, please. Princess Diamond, go to your prince and embrace him with your newfound happiness. Audra, go to your part of the forest and embrace your freedom. I am honored to have done this for you both. I have looked forward to checking in with you both in a few weeks. Now go. Audra wasted no time. She began to run, flapping her wings until she started to soar through the air. She yelled, Bye, everyone! See you tomorrow! Good luck, Diamond! They all waved at her until they could no longer see her. Princess Diamond, Vincent, Nicholas, and Claire started their walk back to the castle. Princess Diamond could barely contain her excitement. She asked the group, What do you think Prince David is going to think? Do you think the spell has changed his mind on how he feels for me? Can you get over how different I look? They all laughed. Then Nicholas replied, He'd be crazy not to swallow you up and hold on forever. Naveen said his memories would be affected too, but I hope that means his memories of the princess changed to a positive. They didn't exactly hit it off. They all laughed again at the thought of how much Princess Audra and Prince David disagreed on things. Hi, everyone, they heard as Audra swooped down from her flight. She continued, I thought I would come back to the castle with y'all tonight. As they walked, Princess Diamond spoke to Audra regarding an idea she came up with. I'd like for us to plan a trip once a year to see your family and homeland. I know you'll want to see them from time to time. Now that I have shared in your memories, I can feel just how much they mean to you." Audra was speechless for a moment. She responded, "Princess Diamond, thank you. That is so sweet of you to think of me, and for wanting to make sure I will see my family, which, in a twist, is also your family. Strange, isn't it, to share in this?" Princess Diamond agreed with a nod. "Are you nervous about seeing Prince David? Seems the walk back was a little quicker as we are almost to the castle," Audra said. Diamond took a deep breath as she replied, "I can't lie, I am nervous. I just hope the spell truly worked, so he remembers me as I remember him." She let out a slight breath as they continued to walk toward the castle. They arrived at the castle staircase leading to the pet chambers. Vincent, Nicholas, Claire, and Audra went to the pet chambers to get some rest while Princess Diamond went to find Prince David. Princess Diamond came to the prince's bedchamber door. She took a big swallow of courage and knocked on it. She heard his steps coming toward the door. In a moment of fear, she began to step backward to start to head to her new bedchambers. Prince David opened the door saying, "Oh, you're back. Did you and Audra have a good time doing whatever it was you two were up to?" Diamond turned and looked at him, forgetting he was unaware of the change as the memories were transferred to everyone they had ever known. However, what she did not know is that his feelings for her as a swan were embedded into his heart. Diamond replied, Yes, we did. How was your dinner this evening? I hope you did not mind eating alone." Prince David looked at her and said, "You seem different tonight. You look at me as if it were the first time you've seen me." She looked down as he continued, "I won't lie, eating alone was not pleasant. Earlier tonight, I felt this surge within me. I felt my heart full of emotions for you. My heart ached with you gone from me." Prince Diamond looked up at him with a sorrow in her eyes, as she could relate to his pain. She replied, "Then, my prince, tonight will be the only night you will ever be without me by your side." She leaned in and kissed his lips as she wrapped her arms under his arms, embracing his back. He embraced her tightly, and as their kiss concluded, he gently glided his hand down to the side of her face. She continued, "And sire, I look at you tonight as if from a free heart that is open to embrace all you have to offer me. Alas, I might get some rest. I bid you good night, sire." As she walked away, her hand lingered in his until her fingertips slipped from his. Princess Diamond walked into her new chambers and climbed into the bed after changing into her nightgown, which was still an odd notion for her. She got under the covers and looked out the window. She whispered to the moon a simple thank you. A shimmer of light flickered through the window as if the moon responded with a small, "You're welcome." Princess Diamond closed her eyes to try and sleep. She was still reeling from the night's events. She couldn't believe how Prince David pronounced his feelings for her. She kept hearing his words echoing in her mind as she rolled over to force herself to sleep. A small smile crept onto her mouth. She felt content for the first time. She felt as if she was finally complete. She couldn't wait to see what tomorrow would bring. Before she knew, the thoughts had gotten quiet and she had drifted into her dreams. Our next chapter, New Beginnings. The morning sun woke Princess Diamond up slowly as it peered through her curtains. She quickly got dressed, then ran to the pet chambers. She was surprised to find none of her friends were there. She walked to the breakfast chamber, hoping they'd be there. She was joyed to see them all sitting there, eating breakfast with Prince David. She stood in the doorway watching everyone. She was still amazed how natural Audra looked as a swan. Her thoughts were interrupted by Audra saying, "Princess Diamond, good morning. You should come in and join us, my lady." No need to linger in the doorway. Princess Diamond smiled and walked to the table. Servants put a plate of food in front of her. Prince David leaned in and kissed her cheek as he grabbed her hand. Her heart fluttered to the point she thought it would pound out of her chest. She thought to herself, "He's holding my hand. He kissed me. I can't believe this feeling." Prince David leaned in, again whispering in her ear, "Is everything okay, my love? Your hand is quivering." Princess Diamond gently gazed at him, covered his hand with hers, responding, "Everything is perfect, my dear. I'm just excited about making our plans today. Please finish eating and enjoying our friends." After breakfast, the group of friends walked out to the courtyard. Martin came to escort Audra to her pond and to say goodbye. He was to return to Naveen's kingdom afterwards. Audra asked Princess Diamond, "Will you come see me in a few weeks? I want to give you time alone with Prince David in your new form." Princess Diamond replied, "Silly swan, our wedding is in a few weeks, so I expect you to be here. I also want you to bring our rings down the aisle. Would you do that for me?" Audra replied, "Absolutely, I'll be there. I would be honored to be your ring bearer." Diamond continued, "We are planning a night wedding when the moon is out. I thought it would be a great way to celebrate our transformation, along with the joining of the prince and I." Vincent chimed in, "The wedding is going to be amazing, but going to be hard to put together if you don't meet up with Prince David. Are you all ready to walk Audra to her pond?" Audra chuckled, saying, "My pond. Imagine that. My pond. Can you believe it?" Martin and Audra walked into the woods with Vincent, Nicholas, and Claire as Diamond turned to find Prince David. Seeing the castle through her new eyes, it looked more beautiful than before. She paused as she noticed Prince David sitting under a tree on a bench in the courtyard. He looked so peaceful and concentrated on her. She could feel her heart beating faster as she approached him. He admired her graceful walk. He said to her as she came close enough to hear, "You know, I don't think I will ever tire of watching you walk toward me. You seem to glide on the air. I love the way your hair shimmers in the light when the wind blows it. I feel entranced by your eyes and the way they look at me, endearingly and gentle." Diamond blushed as she smiled a thankful smile. They sat under the tree until the afternoon, talking about their wedding plans. He loved the idea of a night wedding. Meanwhile, Audra and the others arrived at the pond. Audra was so impressed by the aromas and vibrant colors. Nicholas spoke, "You should get in. Get a feel for what the water feels like on your feet and through your feathers. I think you are going to like it here. I would." "I agree, Audra. This is such a beautiful place. It's quiet and tranquil," Vincent stated. Audra waded into the pond with a little giggle. Claire asked, "So how is it?" Audra answered, "It's wonderful. I can't believe this is my new life now. Look at these trees. No wonder Diamond didn't have to leave for the winter. They are enormous," said Vincent. Audra moved out of the pond and onto the bank with the others. "Let's go see the rest of the forest, please." With that, they all set out to explore the forest. As they walked the forest, creatures scurried about, collecting food and playing. Audra introduced herself to a family of bunnies. They laughed as the father replied, "Why are you introducing yourself to us, Audra? We've known you since you were a duckling. You grew up here. Granted, you've been gone here lately, but we didn't forget you." Audra giggled at herself as she remembered what Naveen said about the spell embedding them into everyone's mind her and Princess Diamond had ever met. She covered her tracks by replying, "I just wanted to be sure you all remembered I am still living here. Have you met my friends?" Father Rabbit replied, "We did wonder where you went. We have seen them visit, but haven't had the pleasure of meeting them." While they were talking, a few bird, squirrel, and fox families walked over too. Audra introduced the group. "This is Vincent and Claire. They were gifts to Princess Diamond. This is Nicholas, the princess's lifelong friend. They will be living in the castle from now on. Princess Diamond and Prince David will be married in about a week. I'll be sure to bring her by when they return from their honeymoon. She would love to meet you all." Mrs. Fox replied, "We can't wait. She must be a really good person if she's befriended you. Hope you enjoy showing off the forest to your friends. Come on, kids, let's go and give them some space. Have a great day, everyone." Audra continued walking through the forest with everyone enjoying the smells, sounds, and feel of the ground at her feet. They found a beautiful spring in the middle of the forest that started to become Audra's new favorite spot. The stream is surrounded on both sides with small bushes and tall trees that seemed to lightly shade the stream, allowing small beams of light to sparkle against the water. The stream was full of small waterfalls throughout as it flowed. As she looked down the stream, she could just barely see the mountain tops in the distance. The sounds of the birds singing and the crickets chirping along with the flowing water created a place of serenity. The aroma engulfed her with every breeze of the wind. "I could live here forever," Audra said. Claire replied, "Well, why don't you? You could stay here until winter, then move to the pond, almost like having two places." Audra responded, "You're right, Claire. I think I'll do that. Gosh, just look at this view. It just goes on for miles. I finally feel free. Let's just sit here for a while and enjoy the sounds. I don't think I'll ever get tired of them." They all joined her at the bank of the stream, just watching and listening to the forest. "It's getting late. Are you guys going to stay here with me or head back to the castle?" Audra asked. Vincent replied, "I think we'll hang out here with you for a bit. I don't think Nicholas is ready, or will ever be ready to leave you. For some reason, the spell did not alter what we remember about you both, so he still belongs to you, Audra." Audra was almost sad. I didn't realize. Well, I did, but not how he would be affected. So what does that mean for the rest of you? Where do you all want to stay? Nicholas spoke. "I think we would share our time with both of you. We have grown to love you both, and would not want to lose either of you. Besides, the yearly trip back to your homeland will allow us to spend loads of time together." Audra replied, "This is true. I don't want to be without any of you either. Now that it is settled, let's figure out dinner and head back to the pond to get some sleep. Tomorrow we can figure out what we want to see each day. This week is going to be so much fun exploring the forest. Thank you for being here with me." And our next chapter, Happily Ever After, we finally have the wedding day approached. A week had passed. Vincent, Nicholas, Claire, and Audra headed back to the castle to help Princess Diamond finish getting ready. It was dusk when they arrived. The sun was lowering, and all the guests were being seated. Audra noticed Princess Diamond was able to get her family there in time. Audra smiled so big when she saw them. Vincent, Nicholas, and Claire headed to Princess Diamond's chamber to help her get ready. Audra decided to fly instead of walk, telling them all, "I'll see you up there." Audra landed in the window entry, making Princess Diamond laugh. "You really are enjoying the new you." Audra laughed as well in response. "You can say that. My goodness, you look amazing. Can't wait for the others to get here and see you. They should be right here about now." "Here we are. Thanks for giving us a head start, Audra," Nicholas said. They all gasped in awe as they entered the room fully and saw Princess Diamond in her gown and her appearance. Her gown was white with feathers protruding from its collar that extended down over her left shoulder, down to the neckline of her gown, stopping just at the right corner. Her gown was gold with little jewels, the color of black coal. The train of the gown trailed clear across the room with speckles of silver shimmer spread throughout the gown and train. Her hair was curled and half was pulled up in a slight twist, held in by a feathery fanned comb. Her lips were still a deep red shade with a slight blush on her cheeks. Her eyes were lined in a thin emerald green liner that made her eyes' color just pop. Her lashes were colored black with 2 white feathers glued to the edges of each lid. Princess Diamond motioned for Vincent to grab the satchel lying on her bed while asking, "Audra, would you please come stand here beside me?" Vincent brought the satchel to Princess Diamond. She tied the satchel around Audra's neck as she said, "These are our rings. It means so much to me that you have accepted this task." Audra just smiled as she laid her beak into Princess Diamond's hand for a brief moment. They were interrupted by Princess Abigail, who had been asked to be the maid of honor. "Quick! Night is about to fall, and we need to get you all in position. Oh, this must be Audra, the swan you wrote us about. It is so very nice to finally meet you. Princess Diamond has spoken so highly of you. She mentioned a pond where you live that we just have to see. So I hope you don't mind. The family and I will be coming to visit once we get this loving couple off on their honeymoon." Audra stopped a tear from falling as she replied, "I would love to host all of you at my pond and take you to some of my favorite spots in the forest." Audra looked over at Princess Diamond as to say thank you. Princess Diamond just nodded toward her, acknowledging her gesture. They all walked out to the courtyard, leaving Princess Diamond at the top of the stairs, out of view from everyone. The orchestra started to play, and the wedding party ventured to their proper places. As the moon started to fall, Audra flew slowly down the stairs as if to announce Princess Diamond's arrival. As she came into view, she could hear everyone hold their breath at her elegance and beauty. She just beamed from ear to ear, unable to contain her smile. With every step she took, her heart fluttered more and more. She thought it would jump out of her chest by the time she got to the last step. King Clifford met her at the bottom of the stairs and escorted her to the arch where her prince was waiting for her. The aisle was lined with lilac flowers brought from the trees surrounding her pond. Each chair holding a guest was covered in lace. The arch they stood under was lined with green vines with white flowers staggered throughout and pastel paper swans. Matthew was beside Prince David, both dressed in their dress uniforms. As the king brought her closer, Prince David reached out his hand to steady her to him. He softly whispered, "You are stunning, my beautiful lady, simply breathtaking." The pastor started the ceremony with asking Prince David to say his vows. The entire crowd grew quiet as to ensure they heard every word. Princess Diamond's thoughts raced wildly of all the new experiences she would have with David. She missed her life as a swan, but would not trade it back. She let out a sigh of content as she listened to him say his vows. "Diamond, I can't say our first meeting was perfect, but every day since has been. I fell in love with your strength, compassion for others, and your laugh immediately. When you look at me, I can feel your love in my soul. You have made me see myself through your eyes, and that image still amazes me. You make love appear effortless. I have never felt so complete in my life. I promise to work every day to be worthy of all you are." Princess Diamond started to weep, prompting Prince David to wipe the tear that was starting to fall down her cheek. She began her vows as he studied her shaking hands. "David, meeting you was like waking up from a dream. You pierced my heart from the moment you looked at me. Your ability to speak to my heart without saying a word amazed me every moment. A simple touch from your hand makes my body quiver with anticipation of your support. Your presence overflows to everyone around you, making us feel we can accomplish anything. I promise to be the woman who is deserving of your loyalty and devotion." The pastor asked Prince David, "Do you swear to honor your vows for eternity?" Prince David answered, "I swear she will never know disappointment for eternity, as I will honor my vows for longer than the end of days." The pastor asked Princess Diamond the same question. However, she responded and eloquently with, "I do," as she choked back more tears. Audra brought the rings, and they placed them on each other's fingers as the pastor instructed. Prince David leaned in to kiss her to seal the ceremony as the pastor announced them as man and wife. The guests all cheered and clapped. Both turned with smiles and gleeful laughter, bowing at the applause from their guests. They began the walk down the aisle, holding hands, parading their union to their guests. The guests followed them to the ballroom where the reception would take place. All the guests were full of whispers of how the couple looked so handsome together. They all entered the ballroom and were amazed once more at the decor. The room was large with tall ceilings with crystal and iron chandeliers hanging down. The glass in the windows had been replaced with stained glass images of the forest and the creatures that lived there. The floor was reflective green and white marble with specks of black and gray coloring. There was a band playing in the corner next to an open dancing area. Tables with center arrangements of bowls filled with water and floating flowers were plush throughout the room. The room had a smell of the forest from the potted plants staggered along the walls. Everyone had a name card placed on the table where an empty chair was, so they knew where to sit. There was a large table in one of the corners where the cake was placed. Princess Diamond and Prince David were announced then seated at their table at the front of the hall where they could see it in its entirety. Princess Diamond noticed the changes Prince David made to the window panes and kissed him on the cheek to show her appreciation. Prince David responded, "You are most welcome, my love. I will continue to find ways to make you happy. Just know that." "You're going to make me cry all night if you keep it up. Let us focus on our guest and be distracted with dancing. Care to join me?" she said. Prince David responded with an approving smile as he put out his hand to guide her to the dancing floor. Guests joined them as they all waltzed throughout the evening. Toward the end of the evening, Matthew stood up from his seat and offered a toast to the couple. As he tapped his glass with his fork, he said, "Everyone, can I have your attention? I wanted to toast our happy couple before they retire for the evening. Prince David, you and I have been friends our entire lives. I can attest to the amount of joy Princess Diamond has brought into your life. I can't say I enjoy the distraction she causes, but the drive she has embedded in you to make this kingdom even greater than it has ever been is a welcome change. Princess Diamond, your sense of humor and devotion to making others happy is a blessing to all who have met you. I look forward to seeing you grow in your new role as queen. I wish you both an entirety of happiness and love. With that, we all say goodnight to you both." Princess Diamond and Prince David retired for the evening to their newly decorated bedchambers they would now share. Their guests were housed in the opposite side of the castle to accommodate them staying another week. Princess Diamond had arranged for Audra's family to stay another week so they could have more time with Audra in her new form, even though they were not aware. She just thought it was the least she could do to repay Audra for all she had given up. Princess Diamond rolled toward Prince David, saying, "My love, thank you for everything. I do hope our guests are comfortable in their rooms. I still can't believe this has happened. I'm afraid when I wake in the morning, this will all have been just a dream." Prince David replied, "I'll be sure to pinch you in the morning to show you are not dreaming. Believe it, darling. We have found true happiness within each other, and will be together till the end of our days. Now get some sleep. We don't want to spend our first day together sleeping in this bed, do we?" Embracing new life. Last chapter. Audra's first mission as she woke up was to find Princess Abigail to bring her to the forest. It was important for her to show her sister, even though Princess Abigail would not remember she was her sister, that she was happy and found meaning in her life. Audra arrived at the door of the room Princess Abigail was sleeping in and knocked using her beak. Princess Abigail opened the door. "Oh, hello, Audra. I take it we are going to be taking a journey to the forest today. Can we grab some biscuits from the kitchen before we go?" Audra replied, "Well, of course we can." With that, they were off. Audra was sure to show Princess Abigail the pond and her new favorite spot. She introduced her to all the forest creatures to include Naveen's kingdom. "Everything and everyone are so wonderful. You truly are a lucky swan, Audra," Princess Abigail said. Audra replied, "Yes, they are. I am so free here. The wind in my wings and the water on my feet as I wade through the pond or stream are constant reminders that I am not bound to worldly obligations. The aroma of the forest flowers, trees, bushes, vines, and plants create a mesmerizing tranquility. Well, let's get you back to the castle. I'm sure you have lots of things left to do in order to prepare for your journey back home." Princess Abigail agreed and said, "Well, I hope you come with Princess Diamond later this year when she comes to visit us. Thank you again for showing me this side of the kingdom." Audra nodded as she led the way back to the castle. Meanwhile, back at the castle, Princess Diamond was also waking up with a hesitation to open her eyes because she did not want to wake up only to find everything that had happened last night was a dream. As promised, Prince David woke up. Seeing she was holding her eyes shut, reached over and gently pinched her arm as he laughed, saying, "Good morning, my love. Told you I would." She exclaimed with a slight giggle herself, "Ouch!" But thank you. I really did think I was having the most wonderful dream and didn't want to wake from it. Prince David replied, "My love, our life will be a dream come true every day we are together. I will make sure of it. Why don't we have our breakfast served in bed so we can enjoy this time, just the two of us, since the rest of the week will be shared with everyone?" She agreed with a big smile on her face. She and the prince enjoyed their breakfast while they talked the day away. Before they knew it, the entire morning and afternoon had passed. Prince David said, "You know, we do this a lot. I can't help but get lost in our conversations, and your ability to get me to talk always amazes me. I think we should get out of this bed, though, and start packing. We have a long journey ahead of us at the end of the week." She reluctantly got out of the bed with him. They both continued to dress and pack for their trip before heading down to the courtyard to join their guests. The guests had all been enjoying the castle and the forest surrounding it, eagerly waiting the prince and the princess to grace them with their presence. They all wanted to continue sharing in the bliss of the prince and princess's union. Late in the afternoon, their hopes were granted as Prince David and Princess Diamond arrived in the courtyard for a stroll. Vincent, Nicholas, and Claire ran over to greet them. Vincent inquired, "What's the plan for this week, Your Highness?" Prince David replied, "We just want to spend the week enjoying everyone's company and relishing in the castle's tranquil amenities. This week will be a time for us all to get to know each other better and plan our future visits as the years pass. So please, everyone, just enjoy yourselves this week and let go of all obligations and responsibilities you normally have to entertain. Once the week concludes, the princess and I will be embarking on our month tour of the seas. So please, join us in relaxing this week." Everyone did as the prince asked. All talked, laughed, played games together all week. It truly was a restful time for everyone. Princess Diamond, Audra, and the others never told anyone of the spell. They do visit Naveen in her kingdom quite often. Princess Diamond kept her promise and took Audra and the others to their kingdom once a year. Each time they spent a month just catching up. Prince David was never happier in his life. He made a rule for his kingdom that no one would ever be allowed to hunt in Audra's part of the forest again. Vincent, Nicholas, and Claire take many trips to see Martin and the rest of the forest creatures, as they love to hear all the stories and adventures. Their favorite story is the one of the swan with the princess's dream. That's it, everybody. Thank y'all again for enjoying this series with me and listening to this story. It is available on Amazon. You can also go through my website, KeeblerWritingsLLC.org, and look at the other books. And I'll see you guys later.